Hi, good evening, everyone. We'll start the session now. So, last session, I explained the course content. What are the topics we are going to discuss in this coming 40 days of session? Now, today, we are going to discuss about the very first topic in automation testing. Everyone has to know that even though you are the experienced or fresher in automation testing, so we should aware of these points it is. So first topic which we are going to discuss here, introduction to automation testing. Sir, in this, what are the topics we are going to cover in the class? First, I will go to explain in simple way. What is software testing? Then types of software testing. Types of software testing. So we have two categories, right? One is called manual testing. The other one is called automation testing. And what are the advantages and disadvantages of the automation testing as well as manual testing we are going to discuss. Then how to select project for automation testing. That is a project selection criteria for automation testing. Project selection criteria for automation testing. Then tool selection criteria. For automation testing. There are a number of tools are available in the market. How we can decide which tool we can go for the automation testing? Automation testing team activities in real time. And some of the major activities during manual testing and automation testing. Some of the major activities during manual testing and automation testing. The scenarios which are suitable for scenarios which are suitable for automation testing.
Hello, sir. You are on mute.
Yeah, sorry. So, software testing, how we can define it is a combination of verification and validation. Sir, what is the meaning of verification? What is the meaning of validation? So, we can say verification is a process to check are we developing the system right or not. Verification is a process to check are we developing the system right or not. Whereas validation is a process to check are we developed right system or not. Okay. So are we developed right system or not? Further we go for the validation. So verification generally we can say static testing approach. Validation we can say it is a dynamic testing approach. Okay. Software testing will help to identify hidden defects. Why, sir, you are saying hidden defects? Because before going to testing by testing units, development team will go for testing. During the testing, if defects are not identified, those we have to identify. Software testing will help to identify hidden defects in developed software when those are resolved, then only software quality improves. Okay. Now, types of software testing. In general, organization follows two types of approaches to validate the application. The first one, which we can say manual testing. Manual testing. What is meaning of manual testing? So far, we completed manual testing earlier. So we use any other software? No. So we derive the scenarios identified, test cases are prepared. Using that, we tested the application. Nowhere used the so any tool it is. Okay. So that means when you go for manual testing, we can say that without using any automation tool. Okay, now see my without using any automation tool. Test engineer directly interact with application to verify actual behavior while performing operations is called manual testing without using any automation. Test engineer directly interact with application to verify actual behavior while performing operations is called manual testing. But whenever we go for the manual testing, for that manual testing, we have to derive the test cases. Test cases we are going to prepare. With help of those test cases, we are going to test the application. Right now. For manual testing, we prepare cases, and those are used to validate application. Sir, what are the advantages we have if I go for the manual testing? So definitely the one of the advantage is simple and easy to perform. For small projects, it is simple and easy to perform. Okay. The next thing, less cost. Compared to automation testing for small projects. See, remember that these 2 points are applicable only for small projects, not for the big projects. Only for small projects it is, not for big projects. Advantage simple and easy to perform, less cost going to take. Then some disadvantages also we have here. Disadvantages. What are the disadvantages we have? First thing, time consuming. More time is going to take when we go for the manual testing. Time consuming. The second thing, inconsistency. Because as a human, suppose you are joined class at 8:30. So will you able to focus up to 9:30 same concentration? Definitely, as a human, we lose some concentration here. Same way, while testing also, this is the problem. So inconsistency due to lack of concentration for the test engineers. The next thing, lack of reliability. Lack of reliability. That is possibility of the human mistakes when you go for the manual testing. Understand, these are the advantages or disadvantages we have. See, my students who joined from the manual testing, I'm not explained much about the advantage, disadvantage earlier. Now I'm saying these are the advantages, disadvantages of the manual testing. Then automation testing. So what is an automation testing? In simple scenario wise, I can say that if I go for any task or activity, any task or activity performed with the help of tool or programs is called automation. Any task or activity performed with help of the tool or programs is called automation. I'm not saying automation testing. If you do any task with help of the tool, suppose you may use a lift to go for the fifth floor, that is comes under automation. Escalator using automation it is. If you stays with manual, such a way, if you use calculator, if you use calculator, calculator to perform the automatic operations, that is comes under automation. Calculator is tool here. Calculator is the tool, right? Same way, same way, automation testing means automating human activities That means test cases execution time, what we do, that activity. Automating human activities, test execution, in order to validate application is called automation testing. Automating human activities in order to validate application is called automation testing. Okay, but what are the possibilities are there to go for the automation testing? Automation testing can be performed using programming languages like C sharp we can use, or we can go for the scripting languages, that is parallel script also. Directly we can use the C sharp as well as parallel script. Okay, so but using directive programming or scripting language is little bit complicated. So majority of the companies are going to use using any one of the third party automation tools like Selenium we can use, or QTP or EFT you can use, or we can go for the Tosca or Playwright. Like this we can use the tools for automation testing. Okay, but generally whenever you go for the manual testing, what we are going to prepare test cases. Test cases in which language we are going to write? English, plain English we are going to write. Plain English we are going to write. But if automation testing when we are going to do, how we can give the instruction for the tool? So for automation testing, we have to develop the automation test script. For automation testing, we need to develop automation test script. Or someone said that software testing you want to do, not have any programming knowledge. That is true for manual testing, not for automation testing. In automation testing, we have to write the programs. We have to write the programs. That programs you want to write means you have to know some programming knowledge. That is the reason yesterday I told that even though you don't have the programming knowledge, okay. But during the classes, if I explain the any program related examples, you must to practice. Okay, so so Java is required for the Selenium testers. The core Java, advanced Java is developers point of view. Testers point of view, core Java concepts are required. Those concepts will be discussed in the class. You have to practice. That's it. Okay. Now, sir, if you go for the automation testing, is there any advantages? By default, whatever disadvantages you said, those we can overcome with help of the automation testing. With help of the automation testing. Advantages, time consuming. Now, how we can say it is fast in execution, more consistency. Tools doesn't have the any tiredness, right? Same efforts tools will go on to provide. Then more reliability. So we can avoid the human mistakes. We can avoid the human mistakes. Then, apart this, we have some other advantages. Automation test scripts are reusable. Then automation test scripts are repeatable. Automation test scripts are reusable and repeatable. So, what is the reusability and repeatability? Suppose we want to test application, we develop some automation test scripts. Now, those automation test scripts we can reuse on different versions of the application. So, one time we have to give the efforts more to develop the automation test script. Okay, so automation test scripts are reusable. That means one time efforts are required to develop the automation test script. Same script we can reuse on different versions of the application. Everyone able to follow the concepts? Any doubts are there? Just to give the message in the chat box. I will repeat it is if we are not able to understand, any doubts are there. Okay. Okay. Then automation test scripts are repeatable. That means same script you can able to execute 100 times. Let us see the scenario. I want to test the customer registration functionality. Registration functionality I want to test. So, but here I want to test the registration functionality not for one person data, 1,000 persons data I want to use to check the registration functional. Can able to register 1,000 records or not in my application. At that time, what we can do is 1,000 customers details we are going to provide in the Excel sheet. 1,000 customers details we can provide in the Excel sheet. Then what we'll do? So from there we are going to pass the values to the automation script to execute 1,000 times. There are multiple iterations will take. Repeatable means iterations. Same script we can go for the n number of times execution. Same script we can use on different versions of the application. Reusability. Reusability. These are the advantages we have when you go for the automation testing. Okay. Now, what are the disadvantages we have? Disadvantages. Tools are expensive. If we want to use like a QTP or Tosca, Playwright, this kind of tools you want to use, we need to we need to buy the license for those tools. We need to buy the license for those tools. Okay. So upfront investment is required if you want to use those kind of tools. Sir, I don't want to use this kind of tools if I go for Selenium. Yes, Selenium is free tool, no need to buy the any license. But problem with Selenium is this tool problem. So it is not ready-made tool. One file you downloaded, then you can install, not like that. So different kind of files we have to download from different locations based on the version compatibility, and altogether we have to combine to create the Selenium setup in our system. So the skilled automation testers are required to do the configuration of the selenium, right? So skilled automation testings are required. Then other problem, some of the technologies or environments are not possible to automate. Some of the technologies or environments are not possible to automate. Not possible to automate. So the disadvantage are some of the environmental technologies like this. No? Suppose I go for the application like this, Reddif mail if I go. Okay, someone got missing there. Okay. If I go for the create account, now here this is the captcha we are going to call. I want to read it is that is not possible to read the captcha. You need to. It is not possible to read. Okay. The next thing, sometimes you may going to get the security pop-ups like this. Security pop-ups are going to get. So it's asking that select the all squares with the traffic lights. So that is a problem here. This type of things also not possible to automate. So OTP related transactions are there. That is also not possible to automate. Right? So don't think that automation test means everything I can go for the automation. It is not. So some of the technologies or environments are not possible for automation. Okay. Now, see, look into this. What are the things I explained? What is software testing? Types of software testing, manual testing, automation testing. What are the advantages or disadvantages I explained? Then project selection criteria for automation testing. Sir, who is responsible to decide the current project we can go for the automation testing or not? In general, test manager, he is the responsible, will analyze following factors to select project for automation testing. Sir, what are the factors he is going to analyze? What are the factors he is going to analyze? First thing, they have to see that size of the project. Size of the project. So what is the meaning of size of the project? They have to decide how many functionalities are there in the application. That is the function point analysis we are going to call. Function point analysis. Okay. So how many functions are there? As in a rough idea purpose, I'm saying that if you want to do the automation testing for a project, that project should have the more than 100 pages. Then only we think about the automation testing. The project should have the more than 100 pages. That is one criteria they have to see. Then more time taking scenarios in a project. If I go for the manual testing, so those scenarios to test, it is taking a lot of time for us. The third one, more resource required. More resource required. Resource means test engineers. More test engines are required. More resource required. Then multiple releases are expecting. So if we release again and again, we have to go for testing, right? That is a multiple releases are expecting. So then application environment should support for what? For automation testing. Now, what is the meaning of the if my application have the more related to the capture related transactions, capture related transactions, or security pop-up related transactions, or OTP related transactions means problem or not? Definitely that will be a problem. Okay. So these are the things we have to consider here. Size of the project, more time taking scenarios in a project, more resource required, multiple releases are expecting, application environment should support for automation testing. So based on this, so client also accepted terms of budget because automation testing little bit expensive compared to the manual testing. Client should accept for that to pay that much amount, right now. Okay, so these are the factors in terms of budget. Okay, like these are the factors we have to consider. Different tools for same kind of testing. That is functionality testing. What are the different tools? Are the tools are here two categories. One is commercial tools. Okay, commercial tools. Second one is non-commercial. So commercial tools and non-commercial tools. We have the two things here: commercial tools and non-commercial tools. Commercial tools category QTP or UFT, Tosca, Playwright, Cypress, QRun, Test Complete. This kind of commercial tools we can use it is. Non-commercial tools, Selenium. Okay. Auto IT, Sikule, Boards. Like these tools are available in the market. Free tools, no need to buy the license. So the free tools are available in the market. Now, sir, which tools we have to use? That will be decided by the again your test manager. Test tool selection criteria for automation testing. So who is responsible by again test manager? What are the factors he is going to consider to decide which tool we can go for the automation testing? So 3 points you have to remember. One is type of tool. Second thing, usability of tool. Third one, compatibility of tool. These are the three things they are going to consider. Test manage, type of tool, usability of tool, compatibility of tool. These are the three things. Sir, when you talk about the type of tool, I can say ROI. ROI means return on investment. ROI means return on investment. So, what is the return on investment? Return on investment. How much budget allocated for automation testing? In that, can we go for the commercial tool or non-commercial tool? How much budget allocated for testing? In that, can we go for the commercial tool or non-commercial tool? You have to say it is. That's the first thing. Type of tools means return investment. Second thing, usability of the tool. Usability of the tool means here, whichever tool you are using, how much tester friendly it is. The usability testing also we discussed. Application point of such a way here. So whichever tool you are using here, how much so tester friendly. So what are the things we have to consider tester friendly means? Tool can generate automation test script automatically or not. Tool can generate automation test script automatically or not. Tool can generate automation test script automatically or not. That means some tools will have the provision like this. Those are the recording tools can do it is by default it generate the script. There is a option called drag and drop option. So by doing the drag and drop option also, we can able to generate the script it is. If I go for the QTP recording is there. If I go for the Tosca it is, we have the drag and drop option is there. So after learning Selenium, if you're interested, so Tosca also you can learn. I will explain it is, but that is a separate course it is. Tosca also I will give the training for that. Okay, tool can generate automation test script automatic. That is the option is available or not. But it is commercial expensive it is right. So second thing, suppose I am not interested to use the recording or drag and drop. I want to generate the script manually. I want to write it. Is it easy or not? Easy to develop automation test script manually. But also they have to see that. Then ease of execution. I have the 100 scripts are there. By one click, I can able to execute my scripts or not. Ease of execution. Then will a result provides in desired format or not. That means after execution of our scripts, whether tool is going to provide the test results in the understandable format or not, we have to check it is. But the advantages, we have to see that when we are going to use the two usability factors. Compatibility of the tool. That is application compatibility. So application compatibility meaning so whether it supports the Windows applications or not, web-based applications or not, mobile applications or not, they have to see the application compatibility. What type of application supports? Windows-based applications, web-based applications, and mobile applications. The application compatibility means. Example, Windows application, web application, and mobile applications supports or not. We have to see that. Next thing, browser compatibility. Different browser supports or not. Chrome browser, Firefox browser, Edge browser, this thing supports or not. Third one, OS compatibility. Different OS, your tool is going to support or not. So these are the factors where they have to analyze to select the tool. Who is responsible? Test manager is the responsible. How to select the best tool for automation testing. Okay. Hmm. Up to here only we discussed so far. What is software testing? Types of software testing. What is manual testing? What is an automation testing? Then project selection criteria for automation testing. Same way, automation tool selection criteria for automation testing. The automation testing team activities in real time we have to discuss. Automation testing activities in real time. So stage one, first stage one, first activity. Tool evaluation by test manager. So which tool you want to go for the automation testing? That selection done by the our test manager. Tool evaluation by test manager. Stage two, analyze test cases. So analyze the test cases. Estimate the execution time. Same test cases if you go for the automation testing. Estimate the script to develop into time. Those scenarios you want to do the automation testing. To develop the automation test script, how much time to going to takes? So prepare summary sheet, send to test manager and the client to get an approval. Okay. Then confirmations. So who is responsible for this? These all the activities by your test lead. Who is going to do it is test lead is going to do these activities. Okay. After this, stage 3 by automation architect. Automation architect. What is going to here? Define coding standards. That means while declaring the variables, proper naming convention you have to follow. Proper indentation we have to specify. Proper spaces we have to provide. So this type of guidance will be given. Coding standards. Then which scenarios you want to automate, which tool we are going to use. According to that, he will define suitable framework. What type of scenarios you are doing automation testing? which tool we are going to use for automation testing. Based on that, he is going to them define suitable framework. Then stage 4 by automation testing unit. That means you are going to be here your activities. First thing, implementation, execution, reporting, and maintenance. These are the activities we are going to do. Implementation means here, so develop automation test scripts. So what are the list of scenarios will be given to you? Your test lead will provide the list of scenarios. So based on those scenarios, we are going to develop the automation test script. After you develop the automation test script, one time we have to execute of any programmer also, whenever he written the one program, what he will do, he will go to execute or not. Same way, we need to execute. Why we have to execute? In order to check whatever scripts you developed, those scripts are going to run smoothly or not to check. We have to go for the execution. That kind of testing which are going to call dry run we are going to call. Then we have to go for the review on scripts. Whatever scripts you develop, those are sufficient or first one dry run is your scripts are running smoothly or not. Then review on script. How many scripts you develop? Those are sufficient or not. Further, we have to go for the review. Then we have to go for the execution. Execution means directly we are not going to execute. First, setup, test execution, environment. What type of software, hardware, configuration setup required to perform the execution? You have to make sure the setup should be available. Generally, network team is going to provide to you. You are not going to install anything. After that, we can go for the execution and run the programs or run automation test scripts. After execution is completed, the tools are going to provide the result. So what we have to do? First, we have to analyze the test result. After analyze the test result, we can go for the so defect reporting. We have the failures are there. We have to go for report the defects. Maintenance, that means update existing automation test script, or we can add some more script. Enhance the script based on what? Based on change request from client. If new features added, new scripts you have to develop. Our existing functionalities they need modification. According we have to do the modification. Okay. So like this. So these are the activities automation testing team will perform in organization for a project. Then we have the to discuss about the what are the major activities during the manual testing, what are the major activities during the automation testing. So these things we have to discuss it is okay. So tomorrow I will go and explain those concepts for us, the remaining portion, and also I will go and explain to you introduction to the selenium concepts also will be covered by tomorrow it is. Okay. So if you have any doubts, let me know it is to clarify your doubts before going to end the session today. Any doubts are there for anyone? So the topics which we discussed on this area. Okay. So notes will be shared. So once who are paid fees, once you confirm, they're going to pay. Older students, I'm going to share the notes today in the group. Okay. Yesterday topics and today topics I'm going to share in the group. Okay. So fine. Thank you. So seems to be there are no doubts for the any student. So great. So thank you. So tomorrow continue the session. Okay. Bye.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.